also said, see, you can't take this conversation without looking at the perspective of the EFCC, because I've heard people who allege that the commission is unfair and even in its enforcement. But beyond saying certain people are being targeted, there's a way you want to send a message. You start from people who are influential, who are known. And then by the time you hear like, oh, this person too was invited and, indicted for this, it perhaps will send a stronger message than just a regular Joe, on the street. How much can you really spray enough to get their attention? And we'll get to look at it. We'll get to look at the culture that has gone on for so long that it feels like you would need a prison sentence to break us away from it, because that's what it's looking like. CBN appealed donkey years ago, don't mutilate, don't fold, don't tuck it in your bra, get a wallet, get a purse, do this. And people are still doing it. People are still spraying, and then even brazenly spraying other currencies where the countries where they are from. You don't see people treat these monies with disrespect. I mean, I saw a wedding video in the United States. I have never, ever, since I was born, now that I'm getting old, seen Americans disrespect their monies that way. But Nigerians were in that country and doing their wedding, and they were spraying and stepping over it. Like, now wow. But I think we're self-correcting thanks to the EFCC at this point in time. But that's for much later. All right, don't get carried away. Let's stay focused on the big stories we'll be looking at. Talking about the big stories, Benga is gracious enough. He's put up the stories on YouTube and Facebook where we're streaming. So join me on YouTube. Join me on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I want to see your comments on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. X handle is at Nigeria Info ABJ. I bet Elon is not happy that we still call it Twitter. Oh my God, I even mentioned Instagram, so I wasn't wrong. Instagram is at Nigeria Info FM Abuja, while X is at Nigeria Info ABJ. So tweet at me. You can still use tweet at me, right? Even though it's now called X. Because I can't just imagine saying X at me. So whatever flies your kite. Tweet at me, X at me. I shall be waiting at the mention to look at your comment as we look at some of this story. So if you're ready, I'm ready. We're live. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And we are ready to go. All right. So let's start off with, one of the stories that we have lined up and to get your take on it. First off, last week was intense, where last week and 2 weeks, when we even had Majid Tahiru, I think 2 weeks back, it was more focused on the Labour Party. Last week, it was meant to look at, will the APC implode from the number of people it's bringing into its party? Because you're having politicians with their own interests coming into a space where they think it gives them some bit of leverage and advantage, and they would want to exploit it. And there are people who've been sitting pretty in the party and thinking, okay, it's my turn, and then new crop of guys are coming in and then trying to just upstage them. So would that constitute a problem? And I remember Dr. Majid's response, say, why are we taking Panadol for someone else's headache? I'm like, all right, it's still going to be a headache down the road when it starts to happen. The oracle knows these things. It's easy to read this writing on the wall because you can almost tell how it's going to play out. But let's leave that a bit. One aspect that we're going to revisit is the concern around these parties, though, and I would love to get your perspective and what your thought around this is. Now, Ganduje, the APC chairman, seems to think PDP will cease to exist before the end of 2025. I bet if Dr. Majid is listening, Dr. Majid, like, didn't I tell you PDP is finished and all of that? He said it so repeatedly so many times. Someone sent me a message like, what beef does Dr. Majid have with the PDP? I said, it's not a beef per se. Perhaps just telling you that, it's easy to add two to make up, a possible outcome at the end of the day, given how the party is going. It feels like they're on the slippery slope. Labour Party isn't doing any better. In terms of the opposition, you could always say that. But is the ruling party itself that is soaking up all of these parties, taking them in, not endangering itself doing so? It might look like a one-party state, but you never can tell how these things will pan out. Well, back to the story. Abdullahi Ganduje, national chairman of the APC, says the People's Democratic Party is on its way to extinction. Ganduje was reacting to a remark by Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa State, who claimed that the APC would soon disintegrate and that former PDP members, including Ganduje, will return to the opposition party. So Sule Lamido is saying, see, all these things is just initial gra-gra. APC will disintegrate. When interest come to play, you will get to see the infighting. No be Niger. So he's coming from their perspective. And Ganduje is saying, look at this one. Your party that will not see the end of this year. Is what you're talking about. Well, in his statement on Sunday by Edwin Olofu, his chief press secretary, Ganduje said such remarks were baseless and illogical. And he said he has no reason to leave the APC for what he described as a failing opposition. Once upon a time, I bet he said that when he was in the PDP. I mean, take politicians' word to the bank. You go withdraw? Yes. Jack, you will not withdraw. If you take politicians' word to the bank, they speak from both sides of their mouth. Like literally contradict themselves the same day. Like breakfast, they say one thing. By lunch, they're saying something. By dinner time, they act like they have amnesia altogether. So, he said, in fact, would soon receive Sule Lamido because very soon he wouldn't have where to go. The PDP is dead, he said. Now, Ganduje added that internal divisions within the PDP would lead to its collapse before the end of 2025. It is evident to any discerning observer that under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the APC continues to gain momentum with prominent political figures across the country defecting to the party in large numbers. And with such overwhelming national support, the APC remained focused on consolidating its achievement and preparing for a resounding victory in the 2027 general election. He reaffirmed his pride in leading the APC, which he described as the largest political party in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. And he's right. He said his leadership is committed to deepening internal democracy and advancing sustainable governance. Now, that is the part I'm yet to see. Perhaps they have started working internally, but it has not started manifesting enough for you to see like internally, because APC had suffered also in previous election where we see due to internal issues, they have lost seats, they have lost position, and it kind of like, yes, it might not look like it threatened them, but if you lose it, it tells you that you also have internal issues. Internal party democracy is one area where people have said if you cannot resolve your internal party structures and issues, then it pretty much will be difficult for you to manage the issues of the nation if you come into leadership. And that's why people who are gloating at the Labour Party are well within their right to do it, because we see Labour Party sacking members, saying that their chairman is an imposter, and a court telling you one thing, and you're thinking, who are these people for real? I can't trust them with leadership of this country because they're not putting themselves together. They're not getting their act right. And so you want to look at setting an individual and say, even if you trust this individual, for example, Peter Obi, can you trust him under the platform of the Labour Party? But then, what is Labour Party doing different that every other political party has not grappled with? PDP, for example. And so if you have trust in them, it means that Nigerians, our trust level is, the threshold is pretty high. It doesn't matter how dysfunctional they operate. As long as you have one or two characters within, you're good to go. But I think it's time for us to take a step back and really look at individuals and look at the party that floats them. And beyond just being, obsessed with one person, you want to say, can I trust that this person will be able to deliver with this crop of people that operate within his own ecosystem? By ecosystem, I mean his political party. It's important to look at that. PDP, well, they had a meeting today and Wike attended the meeting. Now, I know I was quick to mention his name like he's the only problem in the party, but he's not. Apparently, there are issues in the PDP is multifaceted and dated that it would be unfair to say one man is the problem. There are multiple problems they're dealing with in that party. But they were able to have a meeting today. And the FCT minister attended the meeting of the PDP leaders on Sunday. It happened at night. The meeting held at the Bauchi Governor's Lodge in Asokoro, the nation's capital. The governors elected on the platform of the PDP and former governors who were members attended the meeting. The 7 governors present at the meeting included the Bala Mohammed, Bauchi, Abu Kefas Taraba, Amadou Fintiri Adamawa, Dauda Lawa Zamfara, Ademola Adeliki Osun State, Omo Eno Akwa Ibom State. I know some will be like, all right, in their speculation, well, shell speculations for now. Peter Amba, Enugu State, Kele Mofwang, Plateau, Sheyi Makinde, Oyo State, Lawrence, the Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State. The second name is a mouthful, I don't want to moderate. The former governors include Sam Ego, Ebonyi State, Leon Imoke, Cross River State, Siraki Dixon Obayasa, Ifeanyi Ugwanya of Enugu State, Ahmed Makarifi of Kaduna State, Okeze Ikpeazu, Samuel Otom, Adamu Muazu, Achike Udenwa, Jonah Jang, Baba Gida Liu, Udom Emmanuel, Gabriel Suswam, Aminu Tamboa, Ibrahim Shekarao, and Nicolas Saraki. Under Damagung, acting chairman of the PDP, Umar, I beg your pardon, acting chairman of the PDP, was also in attendance. And party chieftain deliberated on internal cohesion and preparation for the 2027 election. Boy! To be a fly on the wall and hear if there was some decorum or it was a bit animated when they were looking at internal cohesion. Because one of the biggest fundamental problems that the PDPs have is internal. It's that bit of cohesion to saying, are you for us or are you against us? Because it feels like there are a lot of character within the party who say, I am with you, but acting contrary to the commitment or the words that they speak. So will they be able to put the acts together 2027? Or will Ganduje's word come true? Is it the new Nostradamus who predicts the future of the PDP? Will they see the end of 2025 standing, or is just cheap political talk on the part of the politician, a Nigerian one at that? They use fancy words to get catchy headlines. So, they also set up a 7-man committee chaired by Saraki to prepare for a rancor-free National Executive Council meeting, which is scheduled for the 27th of May, as well as the forthcoming National Convention. Lawan Mufwang Mban Dixon, Ibrahim Dankwambo, former governor of Gombe, and Ikweazu are members of the committee. And in a post on X, Saraki described the meeting as fruitful deliberation. So, on the surface, it doesn't look like they have, it looks pretty much like they're able to resolve issues and perhaps work their differences out at the end of the day. But yes, let us know, which of them do you think will implode first? The opposition party that is looking very troubled, or the ruling party that is standing pretty gallant at the moment, and it feels like we've got it all under control. We can take all of these parties under our wing and we'll still be fine. Now, let's look at another story quickly before we open up the phone lines. Here's a man who isn't sure if he's interested in being governor again. Given what he's gone through, you understand, like, he might be a little depressed. Maybe depression is a strong word. It might be extremely sad at the outcome. And sometimes you think, oh, you've got this fight under your belt. And then the next thing, you're getting sucker punch and just beating from angles you least expected. And that's what we would say of the case of the suspended governor of Rivers State, Similai Fubara. He said he would not wish to return to office if he had his way, stressing that he now looks better than when he was in office. He said this on Sunday during a service of song held in honor of the late elder statesman Edwin Clark in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. And Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the 18th of March declared a state of emergency in Rivers, suspended Mr. Fubara, his deputy, and the state members, the lawmakers, for an issue period of 6 months. Let's go for a quick break. All right, I've been told to continue. So for an initial period of 6 months, Mr. Tinubu said he took the decision due to the prolonged political crisis in the state triggered by the political feud between the governor and his predecessor, Yusuf Wike, the FCT minister. The president appointed but Ite Ibas, a retired chief of naval staff, as sole administrator for the state. And since the emergency rule, we've seen all kinds of protests greet the state, where there's a reinstate Fubara, no to state of emergency, and all of that. And the suspended governor is human after all. He feels things. And he said at a service of song held in honor of late elder statesman Edwin Clark in Port Harcourt on Sunday that certain actions of his supporters are worsening this situation. Do you think I'm even interested in going back there? Don't you see how better I look? Do you think I'm interested in it? If I have my way, I will say it here. I don't wish to go back there. My spirit has left the place long ago. So Mr. Fubara in the video that, well, I don't know if it's gone viral, but a lot of people have responded to it. Even the FCT minister said, if you say your spirit has left the place, then leave. It just feels like I don't understand. What are you doing there if your spirit has left the place altogether? Opt out since your spirit already left, says Wike in response to Fubara saying that it's not really sure if he wants that. God knows what he must be going through at this point in time. So he wants everybody to focus. There's some fight you don't fight because you need to ask the person, does he want it? If I have peace, if you have known me, you can see I look better now. In as much as we have things we need to do for our state, we know people have made sacrifices for us, and we, one way or the other, have to stand by them. It does not mean that we should start fighting or firing without any target. We need to be focused. So, he said it, and he's saying, guys, coordinate yourself better. Don't aggravate the situation. I just might not be, crazy about the idea of going back. But except he does the needful, he's still pretty much interested in going back. But yeah, I can understand when one is going through some sort of challenge, seems like a tribulation, you start to second guess yourself to like, do I really need to? Do I really want to? And all of that. And, there's still always this talk about, is he going, after dark to kind of like seek reconciliation of some sort? Well, we don't have all of the fact of that. It's coming from Camp Wike. But so far, he's not said anything about making that underground move for reconciliation. But do you think they got him finally? Because for him to say, do you think I wish to return to River State? He's sounding a tad defeatist at this point in time. What's your interpretation of this particular statement? Let's hear your take, and would also get your perspective. Something we're going to dig further into at the 4 o'clock hour. The Joint Admission Matriculation Examination has begun an expedited review of the 2025 exam following a wave of complaint from candidates across the country. Recall last week that I said when we brought this one in passing, and we were like, students don't read, they're always on social media, and we're like, teachers don't teach, they're not paid enough. I'm like, all right, these perspectives are valid. However, there are many sides to a story. Let's not act like 10 blind men and the elephant. What are we looking at the JAMB side also? Because it's a little listen, I'm not saying that students cannot fail in large number, but I'm saying if consistent revision, they're always failing, there's something. And then if you have more fail than win, boy, there is something else. So we need to look at it. And I'm glad that JAMB itself is saying, see, we're going to review it. We're going to look at it. Because someone said, last JAMB, I made 275 or 29 something. And then this year I'm making 1 something. Are you guys sure all is well back there? So it'd be nice for them to just go back, take a look at the numbers again, take a look at their system, double sure that everything is okay, and it was just a freakish case of mass failure this time around, then would understand it. Because it is not beyond the body to have glitches or issues that would have affected. I'm not implying, but I'm saying it'd be nice to revisit. If there are mass complaints about the outcome of the result, we can't say JAMB is infallible. We'll say, JAMB, go back and take a look at things properly and be 100% sure and be man enough to say, okay, I think it's from our end, or boldly say, guys, this coconut head is too coconutty. We should read more, and then we'll get it. But we can't conclude that JAMB is infallible, while others have the tendency of making mistakes and students failing. So I bet you agree. JAMB itself is saying we're going to go back, we're going to review it, and then we'll come back and give you guys update. Let's get straight to you. 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974869 or 0809 9930137. The last number is our WhatsApp number. You can call via WhatsApp. You can send a message via WhatsApp. You can send voice message. If it's longer than a minute, 30 seconds, I might avoid it and read others or take other messages. So keep it short. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Welcome.
My name is Adela Victor from Tishalagi.
Go ahead, sir.
You see, the governor of River State, as a matter of fact, I don't have any because politicians are the same. You see, one thing I noticed to politicians, he belongs to the class of politicians that are very dirty, like the former Goodluck Jonathan. He's not a rugged politician. But you see, as a gentle politician, you have to be rugged. Because the terrain, the political terrain. You see, as a matter of fact, this man was groomed by a wicked supported him to become governor, more or less financially. He used wicked option to get to power. And as a matter of fact, I expect him to honor agreement to bow down. But the way he betrayed wicked and insulted him, to me, is not the best.
All right.
You see, politicians have to learn to respect agreement. So maybe as you come back, maybe that is why you have to cover.
But what if the agreement is not favorable to greater good of the people and the state? Would you rather they hold on to the agreement to your disadvantage, or someone sees the light and decide this is not going to benefit the people? It might enrich us, but it might make people look impoverished. I'm just saying.
Majority of these politicians, they don't have money. They don't have into agreement. So when you enter, you must fulfill agreement. So it did not do that.
All right, thank you very much. I think your network is acting up a tad, so let's move on to someone else. Hello?
Good afternoon, Kim. Good afternoon, Nigerian info listeners and contributors. My name is Gwaza Max, calling from Idu.
Go ahead, Gwaza.
Yeah, APC being in power is just trying to crush other, the opposition parties. It's obvious since Tinubu came to power. I think he's bulldozing his way to have the 2027 result of the general election in his favor. But PDP also has its own lapses, as the major opposition party has its own lapses. Why does PDP always produce Atiku as the flag bearer of the party? That's the problem. To the extent that even some of us who are not the members of the party, who are just sympathizers of the party, I imagine how Buhari from the north became president, ran the country for 8 years. And after 8 years, all PDP could do was to produce another candidate, flag bearer of the party, also from the north, so that North should run for, 12 or 16 years. You understand? That's not right. That's not right. And they should stop making Atiku their automatic candidate. If you love money, go for money. You can't love money and have power. There are sacrifices within the party. Those who have their money, who brought their money, let them build the party. And that is why Wike has upper hand in the party. I laughed when Wike go to attend the meeting of the PDP stakeholders. I laughed. But that's the position of the PDP. PDP is purely, is purely in love of money. Is purely in love with money. So they cannot gain the sympathy of Nigerians. No way. No way. As it is now, they can never. If they like, let them go and produce Atiku again. This is how we still at them. This is how we still look at them.
But right now, who is within the party as it stands that you think has the clout enough to get the numbers at the end of the day? Because I think for them, the line PDP used for the last election, they were looking at winnability and they were like, who can win the election for us? And they felt the man Atiku was the only person in that party that had the winning numbers. And who has joined the party after Atiku that you think is capable of usurping him at this point in time in terms of the winning number? No.
Right now they are discussing coalition. Most of these people have been the PDP, including Peter Obi. So if we want to be fair, we want to have that sense of belonging as a political party. And for PDP to gain the sympathy of Nigerians, let us consider somebody from the East.
All right.
From the East, meaning he's from the South, period.
All right. Gwaza Max, thank you very much. Let's run through some of the comments quickly and we'll get back to the phone lines.
Good afternoon, Kim, and the sister in the house. The name is Ifoma. I totally agree with APC chairman. The PDP party is a dead party, but they allow that to happen to the party by always having a man who is always in and out of the party, and whenever he comes back, they reward him with the party ticket. This party cannot allow somebody with selfish interest to continually run the party. To me, Minister Wike is never the problem of the PDP. To me, Minister Wike is never the problem of PDP. He's always fighting for what is right. This is Oludade Abiodun. And we have this from... Okay. PDP... Sorry. PDP members are shameless for allowing that man troubling them in the meeting. Fubara just the fail hand with his speech. Godfather cannot defeat the goodwill of the people. Coming from Obi.
All right, on YouTube, Ibrahim Adeshayi says, what happened to PDP will soon happen to the APC, and they would learn the hard way. It's a matter of time. Anyway, I'm watching live from Shaki in Oyo State. Our regular from Shaki, Ibrahim, thank you very much for joining us all day and all the time. Let's look at Facebook. Stephen Trust Dusu, we see you from Gariki. Wisdom Jack says, I want to tell you that, look at you, so kind, Wisdom, JC Jack. And Comrade Johnson Emmanuel says, I'm watching from OGR in Port Harcourt, River State. To me, Sim Fubara is saying nothing but the truth because he didn't have anything to lose because he's made it money. So what does he want again? Another Sunday says, I'm watching live from Banex and Wuse too. Good to know that you guys are all live with us. Let's take one more and go back to the phone lines.
If INEC and judiciary will do their job correctly in coming election, APC party will never come back to power. Forget about all defection up and down. It's masses that's going to vote, not all the ingrate governor defection. This is coming from Oluyaye Babalola from Katampege.
All right then. Hello?
Hello, my sister. So I have to call back because of that.
No, but you finished your thoughts now. You.
No, network cut me off.
But I thought you were wrapped. Okay. 40 seconds. Wrap up.
Let me just... No. Hello?
Go ahead. 40 seconds.
So you see, so what? Let him go and beg Wiki. There's nothing bad in that. Let him go and beg him. He will go back to office. Because that is the only way out for him. Because if he refuses to beg Wiki...
I don't understand. You should go and beg Wiki. What if the people who voted him say they don't want him to do that? Well, he seemed to think, see, go make peace with your predecessor, your godfather. Simple. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, John on the line.
John, talk to us.
I don't think we are sincere in this country, especially we the citizens. How can an elected governor go and beg someone, to return back to his office? I don't know what kind of agreement do you want him to agree. In an agreement that will not favor the state. We have seen this happen before. It happened in my state, Anambra State, where a governor was going to agreement with the likes of the godfather, and when he got into office, the amount of money they are demanding from him was too high for him. This money is good. It's a very huge amount of money that is enough to develop the state. And in our consideration of giving out this money to Godfather, let me use it to work for the state. We all saw how they kidnapped him. In this country, they kidnap a serving governor, I think twice or 3 times. So I don't know how you will want a governor to accept what will not favor him, because when things go wrong, it is him they will blame. That yes, under your watch, you didn't do anything, you didn't perform, you are one of the worst governor River State. All these things will be on his name, not Wike. So I don't know why we should, a caller will say that he should go and beg for what, for God's sake. For what? Did Wike beg anybody? We saw how he fight his boss, Amechi. and the rest of them in River State, even at a time, begin to demolish some of their distant property. We saw what happened. Please, let's not even think about that. Fubara should just stand his ground as a man. I don't know if he's going there to beg, but that's my own take. If I were him, I would do. It's not that he's just being a gentleman, because people like me, you give me power, we can step into River State. That is just the fact.
All right.
We have seen it happen before in Kano State, where that Ganduje chase out his boss out of Kano State. And on PDP, just a little time, PDP shot themselves on the leg.
All right, thank you.
Allow Wike to fund the party after funding the
But who would have funded it? Beyond it, who would have funded it? If you're looking at those who were there at that point, it felt like Rivers had the money.
As of them, they have about 11 governors.
Yeah.
They have Senate President Saraki. They have Speaker Dugara. They have many big boys in the party that could have come together, bringing money to fund this party, and they are all keeping their money by the side. At the end of the day, the man funded the party. He was the one bringing PDP, the chairman, for about 4 chairmen. He brought 4 chairmen, and all of them put their hand, watch him until things like this got wrong, and they expect him to leave the party. They are the cause of it. Thank you. Have a good day.
Well, the man who puts the money down apparently is the party at the end of the day, because if you're not ready to invest in something, you don't believe in it enough. Hello?
Hello, Okurora.
Yes, you're welcome.
I greet you.
I greet you in return.
I greet our guest in the studio.
Ifoma is your guest. Go ahead.
Always add Okurora to your name.
I hear you.
I agree with what Amas. I think what Amas has said it, and do not call from Niger State. I don't know. I didn't see the reason why they will allow, when it turn for the south, they will allow it. When it will turn for the north, allow it. It doesn't work like that. Understand? I think they have killed the party. And we can be following this party. I'm not surprised that he attended the meeting. You understand? But I believe they'll be meeting after meeting. Or maybe they will hold meeting before the meeting. You understand? We can try this best. And they all relax. You understand? So they have no any option than to obey. It's only the first one that know what to do. If not, and for the people the campaign from party to party, I don't think that that is the best for them. You understand? Some of them are former governor, current governor, and the rest of them. The Baba Tinubu went to their state and commissioned anything since they are there before the campaign. No.
All right then.
Why are you the campaign?
Thank you very
They're
much.
just the campaign to take over. That is me.
Right. Campaign to take over. Otto Eyes says only confused people still thinking Nigerian politicians take political parties serious. Oh boy, that is serious. Let's look at 2 messages quickly.
Good afternoon, Madam Kim. If I may ask, where are we taking all this accumulation of wealth to? Please, whoever that is behind Sim's suspension should have a rethink and call him back to power. This is coming from Ibrahim from Jahe.
You don't know, I don't understand. You don't know who is behind Ibrahim Al-Hassan? Did you not hear when the president called for that state of emergency?
He doesn't want to be direct.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we have this from Joe from Guax. The mass defection from PDP to APC is a law of karma. What Atiku, El-Rufai, Sariki, etc. did to former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014 formed the new PDP then. It's the same thing God and nature is paying back. Atiku and El-Rufai has gotten his reward of punishment during the Buhari era. But as for President Tinubu, he has not offended anybody, but supported candidate in his own party. So God is bringing people to support him and his reward, just like he did to others. Atiku is reaping what he sowed. This is coming from Joe from Guax.
All right, let's take this message.
Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info. My name is Shehu Mohammed and I'm recording from Jabi. I think on Fubara and Wike issue, in Rivers State. I want to say that for me, this is my own decision and opinion. I did not pity Fubara at all. I think he deserves all what is happening to him. If you eat with the devil, ready to collect what the devil is going to give you. Don't eat with the devil and then said, no, I will not collect what the devil is going to give me. Because agreement is agreement. We are not there when they sign the agreement. And if you say you're not going to follow the agreement, they agree with Wike, I think there's going to be issue. And then if you say he's fed up, then he should resign.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Let's hear this caller. Hello.
Hello, the Oracle.
Yes, you're welcome.
I greet you specially, and I greet the gods.
Welcome to the show.
Our sister there,
Good afternoon.
This weather is very, very wonderful. This weather is weather our gods usually see from far now. All the political nomenclature in Nigeria are seeing it. I want the Oracle to help me talk to gods. The Oracle. Politics in Nigeria is like mathematics. If you see the wave now, they've been calculating the equation. They want to see how favorable it will be for them. Someone like calculated wrong, went to the other side of it, and nobody followed him. Those that are coming to this other side now, their calculation is getting worse because they are using board mass. Everybody is looking at pockets. What would they benefit? The calculation Fubara did, he got it all wrong. When they enrolled him in WAEC, they gave him the form, they did everything for him. He got the results, but he never got the certificate. So the results now is what he's using to work about because his political father is with the certificate. What why when he was brought to the table to negotiate what he will do if he takes back, they agreed and they bought form for him, they campaigned for him, they did everything for him. He did not even allow to get 1 year, starting to fighting the Godfather. Who will allow that? Nobody will allow that. We know how it happened in Kano. We know how it happened in Edo States. We know how it happened even in Lagos States. And but they just want 4 years, 1 tenure. They said go and sit inside the cooler. First of all, obey and do follow game membership, earn your name, do it good way, ensure you are able to come up.
All right.
If you've got it to that level, you can fight. But this don't calculate properly. You are getting emotional support. Yeah, you are good. Is these people are me? I don't support such because I was not there when they were doing the agreements.
All right then.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you
so much.
I appreciate you for calling. Thank you very much. Let's look at more messages.
This is coming from Festus. Believe it or not, Rivers issue is a family matter taken to the public. Only the governor, Wike, and the House of Assembly members can solve their issues. This is coming from Festus in Gwarimpa. Hailing the Oracle, thank God Nigerians are now talking of the impulsion of APC and not the emergence of one-party system. Looking at the Lagos model by Tinubu, I believe he thinks that the model will be good for Nigeria, for continuity and consolidation. As a political guru, he believes that democracy will not help the development of Nigeria, except for the Lagos model. In any case, one-party states can never happen in Nigeria, with the losers flocking to next powerful party, coming from Banki in Wuse too. And this one is...
Go ahead.
And this one is from Paul West Iduhon from Kubwa. He says, "Good afternoon, Kim. I am asking if the agreement between the God and the God's son is to share the state's money or the nation's money. Should it be honored again?" He's asking a question.
All right then. Let's hear this message.
To you and to all Nigeria Info family, my name is Harry from Abuja. Well, politics. The underdog always try to gain the sympathy of the people. But that's not my concern. My concern is Nigeria heading towards a one-party state. There is little we can do. Let's just ensure that in the next election, even though all indication points that there is no election or our votes will not count, But let's just go out again and still do our own bit by ensuring that we vote. Because this is what the sitting government wants to do, to ensure that there is voter apathy, the head towards the one-party system. We can't just sit down and be praying. We have to back our prayers with action by ensuring that we go out to vote. Then on PDP, well, they brought whatever they are seeing upon themselves because they are just interested in grabbing power, decamping from one party to another one party. So they are not reliable. So whatever they are getting, I think they deserve it, especially bringing out one person consistently for us if there is no other person. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon, investigative journalism fellow.
You're welcome, sir.
Kimberly, the speaker.
I greet you.
This is Abakar calling from Gwagwalada. With due respect, it is laughable, very amusing that the Minister of FCT will attend PDP meeting. Is the Minister Wike is a new PDP member committed to the cause? It's very amazing. Being in the serving in the APC cabinet and right-hand man of the Mr. President, and still believe that he belongs to TDC. I don't know. Time shall tell.
Indeed.
If truly in the democracy, people's vote count, and people can pass referendum on government policies, action, and program, I don't know what will be the outcome of this government. Thank you. That is my take.
All right. Thank you very much. And you've been waiting. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Our fellow, how are you?
Fine and well. Good. Welcome to the show.
Happy New Year, sister.
I wish you same.
Yeah, my name is John in the State. Yeah, concerning the suspended governor, Fubara, said that he's better than the way he is. Congratulations to him. I think we expect him to now do the needful.
Which
he can
is
send the letter to the National Assembly that is no longer interested. Now that he has his peace now. You know that I now did the global place something to the law. That when you have a peace at home, it's better than she can sit to. So that I think what the government is experiencing now. And it's very easy. You should just pick up his pen and paper and write to the National Assembly. He's no longer interested, he has resigned. So that he can have his peace in totality. Honestly speaking, Fubara is an ingrate. Honestly, I'm sorry to use that word. Somebody that did everything for you against all odds to become governor. You did not even spend 2 years, 3 years to start with turning the person. No, it's very bad. There's a common saying that you should not bite the hand that feed you. King, God will not come down from heaven to come and help you. You definitely use somebody to help you. And it's very bad for you, somebody to help you and you pay him back with evil. I'm saying it on this station. If it's only BK, Fubara is fighting, I tell you, we'll have win him by now. But this is an organized agreement between group of people that, okay, let's allow this local government to even become government for once since the establishment of a democracy. So all you need to do is to fight against those who are able to get to that position. Is it not a way of agreement before you say yes? Thank you.
all right. Thank you very much. Let's look at least two more messages quickly.
Kim, good afternoon. We don't know the full details of the agreement and so should not blame Fubara. The funds and rights belong to the River State people, not to Wike. Fubara should be allowed to decide what he wants. He should not plead or apologize to Wike, says Mike from Abuja. And we have this from Kingsley from Otako. Good afternoon, Madam Speaker. I think the easiest way to end the problem in PDP is for PDP to adopt Wike as their presidential candidate comes 2027 election.
Well, do you think PDP is using Wike is popular enough for that?
Good afternoon, the Oracle. My name is Abalo Sangane. On the issue of River State, I think is for me, for my own, I think it's better for Sim Fubara to just leave the office for them. Just leave them and let them do whatever they want to do with the River State. Because it is obvious that Wike and Tinubu have clear interest on that state. So the best thing for him to retain his integrity, his respect, is to allow them to let it just throw in the towel and go. Let them do whatever to do with River State. And if people of River State keep quiet about the vote, fine. He has tried his best. He cannot die for anybody. Do you understand? So that's just my own opinion about River State. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Kim. Good afternoon. This is Dunamis calling from Massawa. Kim, I think in this part of the world called Nigeria, we most times leave what is the main issue to discuss something that are not very much relevant. Why am I saying this, Kim? The same system that was used to fund you to become a governor, the same system that you were part of throughout the person you succeeded throughout his tenure, you were with him. You people ate and drank in the same system. It was not corrupt until now that the space has been given to you. You are now the governor. Now the agreement cannot be kept. I pity Nigerians who are actually looking at what is happening between Wike and Fubara and choosing any one of them. For me, the two of them are the same thing. In fact, Fubara is even worse than Wike, because if Fubara knew that system was faulty or that what is going on there was not good, I think you'd have left the place even before becoming a governor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And Ode Tony says, one-party system in Nigeria is a pipe dream. It's not going to work. Not in this multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-religious country like Nigeria. Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Angola tried one-party dominance and didn't go anywhere. Nigeria under two dominant political parties, so that power can alternate, as in Ghana and America, is best for Nigeria. All right, interesting. Minister Wike in PDP meeting, I laugh. Nigerians, the more you look, the lesser you see. James from Durumi sent that one in. There's some of the voice messages. I will take them once we're done with the news. Stay with 95.1 Nigeria Info. Hello. My name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.